6 years of experience as a full stack developer. So we can apart from that, I work as a technology like AngularJS. I have nearly 3.6 to 4 years experience in the AngularJS. I started with work with AngularJS, then moved to the Angular newer versions like Angular 2, 4, 6, and currently working with Angular 7. Okay, so we talk about the backend technologies. In technologies, I work with Node.js. So in Node.js, I have about 3 to 3.6 years of experience. That's all.
Okay. For backend, you are using Node.js.
Right.
Do you face any challenges in backend development using Node.js?
Yeah, sometimes it is the facing the issue like getting data from the database. This is the main challenge. Like huge data is available in our system, and we are going to fetch the data in minimal time. So this is the one challenge we are facing also. Yeah.
But Node.js is single-threaded, no? How do you manage multi-threading server-side applications?
Yeah, so Node.js is single-threaded, but we can say it is single-threaded. But when we are going deep, so it is not a single-threaded because some libraries are provided by Libviw. They are also working with the multi-threading simultaneously. So some libraries are available. It is working as a multi-threading, and we want to create multi-threading for the Node.js application. Then we use the PM to manager also, and also they are provided some one clustering method. So based on that clustering, we can create the multiple work nodes, and how many cores available to our system or our CPU, we can create its instances. So we can run our Node.js single-threaded application in multi-threaded as.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the difference between promise and observable? Which is the best to choose?
Yeah, mainly the both are used for the asynchronous handling. Okay, promises and observable are for the asynchronous mechanism. So promises basically used for the only for the single events, and we can say observables used for the multiple events. Okay, and theoretically we say it is a lazy, it is not lazy, but consider when we are running one promises, and we are for the promises we are used dot then method, and for the observables we are subscribe method. But for the promises we are not written dot then, else he promises are executed. Okay, but until in observables we don't write the dot subscribe, it is not executable, because it returns the multiple times, multiple events they are fetched. So each and every time it wants it subscribe, and for the promises it is the singleton instances, singleton executable. So it is the promises executes when we are directly call the promise.
What is directives? Have you used any directives?
Yeah, for the front ends, we are used three types of main directives in Angular, like component level directives, structural directives, and class directives. So basically, we are used the component level, component directives, and the structural directives. Yeah. Hello.
One minute. What is interpolation?
Interpolation, it is nothing but we want to show data on the HTML. So we use the interpolation, like a sign is a double curly brackets, and inside of that we can provide a variable name. So it is interpolation to binding data from our controller to HTML. This is, we can say, interpolation.
Any other ways to show data in HTML?
Yeah, there is a mainly Angular is just two-way binding. Okay, so another way is for the two-way binding. We can use ng model, and we can pass its variable name, like ng model is equal to name, and in the TS or in our controller we can write name is equal to XYZ, then xyz is reflected to on that element, like where we can provide an ng model for the input element. This is the one way. And interpolation, we want to the directly bind this data on the labels. For the labels binding, we can use the interpolation, and for the elements like input element or select box, we can use ng model.
Hello.
Hello.
What is service? Yeah.
Okay.
What is service?
Yeah, service is nothing but the main concept of service. It is the singleton instances, and when it is initiated and it is available for all the components of the Angular, so it can use everywhere in components, and latest value changes in the services is applicable to all over components. This is the services. So we can inject these services in our component, in our component, and we can use these services.
Hello.
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
How we can pass data to child component from parent component?
Angular provides multiple ways for that. So basically, for child and parent relationship, they are provided at the rate input and at the rate output decorators. So by using the input and output decorators, we can manipulate or we can pass data from child and parent components.
How we can send data from child component to parent?
Yeah, Angular provides the multiple decorators, multiple types of decorators. So we can say at the rate input and at the rate output. So by using these decorators, we can pass data from child to parent and parent to child. The input decorator used to pass data from parent to child. So it pass data from parent to child, and to pass the data from child to parent, we use the at the rate output.
How we can use output?
Yeah, consider output. It is the we can declare the variable output inside of a child component, and it is one type of emitter. I don't remember any syntax, but output is equal to event emitter, something like. And we can pass as how we can pass the event, like a click event on like. So as like we can write this output variable inside of that event, and we can pass directly event to our parent component. This user dot emit method, like.
So you are aware of those things?
Yeah,
Emitters.
yeah.
What is routing in Angular?
Yeah, basically when we are navigate from one page to another page, we need some unique identification or unique states to go specific page. So for this process, we are using the routing, and routing is nothing but our code or our Angular project is divided in the small parts. So routing, we can say it is its states or its route. Yeah. So for that, we also implemented it's a lazy loading concept. Instead of that, means however require the specific models load on the same model. So by using the load children, we can implement this also.
What are the different type of forms available in Angular?
Yeah, basically there are three types of forms. One, it is HTML normal form, template driven something, then reactive forms, and last one is dynamic form. Okay.
What is the difference between template driven and reactive forms?
Yeah,
Data
actually main difference is that we are provided some validations on the template driven. It is the directly on the HTML, but for the reactive forms, basically we are prepared to the reactive forms because all the validations, all the things are done at the controller level. So we can create validations at the controller level and used in the HTML. So we are not directly apply validations on the specific directly on HTML. So this is the main difference. We can create the form builder and something.
Which one is preferable? Your choice.
I prefer reactive forms and currently, but dynamic also preferable when we have the multiple fields like more than hundreds or 500s. Then we prefer the dynamic forms to generate the form, generate the elements. but preferably we are not directly using dynamic fonts in our application because we don't
Mhm.
require this much elements in the one form.
What is PWA?
P?
WA.
No, I didn't.
Progressive web app.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Okay. How we can authenticate while navigating into child form, child route.
I didn't understand your question. Can you please repeat?
How for some portion of application we need to have authentication. How we can uh, apply authentication mechanism in routing.
Yeah, there are two guards. You say about the auth guards, right? So it is the
Mm,
activated and deactivated auth guards. So basically, it is used for the authentication purposes when a user is authenticated. Actually, these the routes are returned the one value like true and false. Okay, so we can
mm,
pass these guards on the routes. So check the
mm,
value, get the value either true or false. With there we
mm,
can check it is a user is authenticated or not. If it is true,
mm,
then it is passed to the specific route. If it is written false, then we can show directly pop up or we don't go on the specific route. For that, we use
mm.
the activated and deactivated routes.
Can act. Okay, 1 minute, please. How we can add component in our project? Could you please
Yeah, there
tell
is one
codes?
normal
Mm,
yeah, it is normal CLI command like ngc ng
mm,
sorry ng generate component and
mm,
component name
mm,
ngc and component name.
mm. Have you used any custom pipes? What is its
Uh,
purpose?
yeah. Actually, I use the custom pipes for the searching mechanism.
Mm,
So consider we have the one JSON object and we
mm,
want to the get results based on the specific keys. So I write
mm,
one custom pipe and apply on the table. Yeah.
mm. Any other scenario you use your custom pipes?
Yeah, basically they are used to actually I used for the only searching mechanism, but we can also use like we want have the some codes like we can consider the we have the country codes and we want to show it the country name. So for that
Mm,
purpose we can also use the pipes. Yeah.
mm. What is dependency injection?
Yeah, dependency injection, it is related about the services. So when service is initiated, when we want to use this service instance in our component, so we can inject this service in our component like inside of the constructor. So this is we can say dependency injection.
What are the type of compilers available in Angular?
Sorry.
Compilers. What are all different compilers
uh,
available?
I know only the ngc compiler, I think, but not more. No idea about the more compilers.
Okay, okay,
NGC, yeah, NGC is I think.
okay. Okay. How we can have no same set of styling for an application?
I didn't get.
How we can have no same set of styles in different part of component? How we can share same CSS file for different component?
Okay, same. You want to the use same CSS on all applications, right? So
Yes,
actually, in
all
our
component.
application, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, go
So
ahead.
in our application, we are used SAS. SCSS methods. So we can write this code in the SAS manner. Actually, I don't have any experience about the SAS and all the HTML and CSS, but by using the SAS, we can write our styles. They are provided one global file like styles.ts, and instead of that, we can write our code. So it is applicable in overall in our application. Yeah, and
How
it
do you test?
requires,
How
yeah,
do you
they
test your application?
this is test by using the
Hmm.
Karma. So every component generates one TS file, a
Hmm.
specs.ts file. So
Hmm.
instead of that, we can write our test cases, and we can generally run the ng run test. So based on that, our test cases are executes.
What is HTTP client?
Sorry.
HTTP client. What is it?
Yeah, HTTP client, it is a one type of protocol, we can say, which is used to connect to the internet by using the AngularJS. So by using this, we can call our APIs at the backend. HTTP client. Yeah, this is the one type of model which is available in the Angular, and we can use for the calling APIs for the backend like HTTP dot get like.
Could you please brief about life cycle of components?
Lifecycle hooks.
Yeah, component life cycle.
Yeah, there are multiple lifecycle hooks like ng on init, ng on
Hmm.
destroy. Basically, we are used only two or three: ng on init, ng on display, destroy. Then another are ng view after view init change, ng on change, and all other two three. Actually, I'm not remember all the things, but basically
Okay.
we are used.
Where
Yeah.
you used? Could you please tell some scenario where you used NG in it?
Yeah, ng on init, we are used to initialize the data of the component, because ng on init is only once called in our component. When our component is loaded, it is only once time it is called. So that's why for the initialization purpose, basically we are using ng on init. And for the any type of garbage collection or any type of memory releasing data, or we uh, any type of garbage collection, we use the ng on destroy, where it is called when once our component is going vanish from the DOM.
Uh,
So, yeah.